Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Morning. I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We need a motion to approve the minutes of July 14th, 2025, regular meeting.
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approve employee claims filed with County Auditor, $1,879.60.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approve the additional opioid funding through litigation.
Sean should be here any minute. Do you want to skip over that and go back to him when he gets here? He is the expert on that.
Okay. Approve the monthly report for the recorder's office. Looks like they had $15,636 in fees collected for the month. I can get a motion to approve, please.
Sure. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're down items for discussion. Place on file the following manure management plans. O'Connor, West Finisher, Middlefield Township, Section 26.
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Set public hearings for zoning requests. Kristen, you have those all worked out.
Yes, we have 1, 2, 3, 6. 6 requests that Amber sent to me. I have them all set for August 11th. Beginning at 9:10 and the final one would be at 9:40. And those resolutions are all in your folder.
Did she want one going longer than the other ones, or did she think?
Yeah, I got them marked out. The last 2, she wanted 10-minute allowance. The other ones were just 5.
So that'd be 10 in Detweiler.
Ton and Detweiler. Yes, that is correct.
I'll make the motion.
We give the time for the date. I make the motions to set this public hearings on August 11th, which will be at 9:10, Rodney House at 9:15, Gator at 9:20, Gingrich at 9:25, Pine at 9:30, and Detweiler at 9:40. Actually, if I could just amend Keith's motion.
Actually, it's Gator at 9:15, Rotting House 9:20,
You think,
and then Kaufman 9:25, Ton 9:30, Detweiler 9:40.
okay,
Just
you
had
think
those 2 flip-flop.
you have those two flip-flop? Okay, and you want to start at 9:15 then?
No, 9:10.
9:10, okay.
Richards 9:10. Gator 9:15.
All right.
Rotting House 9:20. Kaufman 9:25, Ton 9:30,
And
and Detweiler 9:40.
if we could just, I mean,
I'll make the amended motion.
thank you. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, next 2, we gotta wait for Mr. Hurd.
I think we're waiting on public comment.
Yeah.
Jess?
Yeah, I got some.
No, he literally sent me a text 6 minutes ago, said just leaving house, so I'm sure he will be rolling in.
Good for weekend.
Wasn't too bad. You were us, but considering everything that was going on, it was pretty good. Like you said, pretty good.
Line up.
Why are you showing me?
Yeah, I told him, he's on his plane, he's on his bus.
I get a search warrant. Oh, I don't have much choice.
They had the opioid first.
Okay.
To discuss.
Do they have the document? Yeah, it's right here.
I sent him the email. That
Okay.
you had sent to me.
Okay, great. I was just looking to figure out where
I've got it here. Can I look
I
at
got it.
it?
Where? I found it. I knew I had it. Somewhere in a good spot.
Okay, we'll see.
So, previously, the board had designated me, as a person to sign the documents, with outside counsel, regarding our participation in, the class action litigation or the opioid settlement. There are a few additional, individuals on the defendant side that would like to join. So, in essence, legal counsel that represents all of the counties in the state, and this is requesting, in essence, that we amend to include those additional companies. It's to their benefit, obviously, because if they're part of the class action, it eliminates all individual suits. It's to our advantage unless Buchanan County was individually going to sue any one of these companies. If individually we were going to sue any one of the companies, we'd obviously have to show actual damages and all that. So our burden would be higher, and we don't necessarily have damages from these individual companies. So in essence, it would be to our advantage too to add them. All it would do is potentially increase the settlement funds that Buchanan County might receive. So, but I need permission from the board to enter into any kind of agreement like this, or to add them. Obviously, because this is a long-term process, so something I can do in my individual capacity.
In reviewing the materials, it looked like they added approximately $1.1 billion worth of damages that'll be shared among local governments and
Yes,
state governments.
yes.
So by the time it trickles down to Buchanan County, it's not a huge sum, but it does help.
Yeah.
We get a motion to approve, continuing on with the opioid settlements.
Agreement? Yes, I would make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay. Talked about anything else. We're gonna go to discuss hiring for outside legal counsel for the Iowa Public Information Bureau.
You guys do it again. Okay. Last Tuesday morning, I received an email from legal counsel from IPIB alerting me on behalf of the county that a additional IPIB complaint had been filed by Mr. Wieland against the county. And IPIB at that point was simply inquiring whether my office would have the same conflict and whether the outside counsel we already have through Lynch Dallas would be representing the county in that additional complaint. I then had conversations with Ms. Corkery at Lynch Dallas. She indicated she didn't believe there'd be any issues with her being counsel on the second complaint, that the original fee agreement that the board had given me permission to sign, referred to an IPIB complaint. So the scope of representation would require a new fee agreement. It simply just needs to be reworded for IPIB matters. So it's more open-ended. Of course, again, that's outside the scope of what I can do because that's a board decision, but in essence, I would need permission from the board or direction from the board to sign on behalf of the county I don't know if they'll treat it as an amendment to the original or whether it would just replace the original. But just for clarification's sake, that Mitch Dallas would be representing the county with regard to both complaints as of Friday. I spoke with legal counsel for IPIB. At that point, they had not shared information about the contents of the complaint, but advised that sometime either today or probably tomorrow, that the parties involved in the complaint would receive official word with a copy of what the complaint was and what it related to. So I don't know what it relates to other than I had indicated Buchanan County would be a responding party again. And Mr. Whelan is the one who filed it. So in my opinion, I have the same conflict as I did on the original. I would ask the board to permit outside counsel on the second one. And then in particular, allow me to amend, replace, or modify the original contract so that way it clearly covers both members.
So I need a motion that would permit Sean Harden to renegotiate with Lynch Dallas on representation for any IPIB.
But it would just be to, modify, amend, or replace the current fee agreement, simply referring to one IPIB complaint, and we would just have it referred to IPIB matters. So that way, it would clearly, it would clearly cover both.
Get all that, Chris?
Got it.
Thank you.
What would happen if we didn't have representation?
Because my office has conflict, the individuals involved would need to respond on their own. Possibly seek their own private counsel. However, technically, regardless of the individual's name, Buchanan County's the respondent, because I assume like the first one, everyone's acting under or within their duties as an elected or employee of Buchanan County. So the county is the government body within the definition of chapters 21 and 22.
It's a motion.
I'll second that. All in favor?
May I have a roll call?
Yes. Kurt's aye.
Abstain, Wheeland.
Aye.
Okay. I guess we can move to public comment. If you could please stand, announce your name and address. And we'll try and limit the discussion to 3 minutes, please. Whoever'd like to go first. Mr. Gissel.
Gary Gissel, 2183 Double L Drive. Ask Mr. Wheelan a couple. Have you read and do you understand the duties of county supervisor in the state of Iowa?
Okay.
Did you go to the training in Des Moines that they offer for new supervisors?
Been to one of them, yeah.
Did you stay for the whole thing?
The one that I attended, yeah.
First and foremost, I think that your duties are to guard your taxpayers' money in Buchanan County. I don't feel that you're doing this properly at this time because you've set the county up to spend an awful lot of county money and taxpayers' money to take care of problems that you seem to have. Comment on that?
I'm not gonna comment on the going investigation at this
So you're
time.
not gonna
Thank you.
tell me what your agenda is or why you're doing any of this?
I'm not gonna comment on an ongoing investigation at this
I
time.
figured. You know, in the almost 7 months that you've been in office, you've managed to alienate almost everyone in the county courthouse. You have brought a lot of controversy to the courthouse. You irritated many of the citizens of this county and just generally made a nuisance of yourself. And I guess I don't understand why. I understand you won't comment, but that's what I want to know. Is why you're doing this.
You're welcome to look up the investigation. It's public record.
I've looked at them.
Okay.
So I understand, but I still don't understand why.
Okay.
You need to communicate with people. You know, just because you're sitting there with two other people, you can communicate with them without breaking the open meeting law. You cannot make decisions outside of a meeting, but you can communicate with them. You know, some of the things that you're looking for and asking for are pretty easy to find on your own. I guess I just don't know what to say. I mean, I sat there for 12 years. I never had a controversial moment with anybody in the courthouse. Everything went smooth. And it's not like doing that now. And I don't understand why.
Thank you.
Anyone else, please?
Hello. Lena Schmitz, 1760 250th Street, Independence. I'm the current chair of the Planning and Zoning Commission. This statement is response to Keith Wheeland asking me if I was familiar with Senate File 592 after I spoke about planning and zoning at the July 14th Supervisor meeting. Senate File 592, referring to accessory dwelling units, does not apply to zoning request referred to in the email Keith Wheeland sent to Amber Lorenzen, zoning administrator, asking the board to review a zoning application that had already been denied by the Buchanan County Supervisors. Supervisors want information regarding a zoning request. You should talk to Amber Lorenzen, zoning administrator, about the applicable Buchanan County zoning ordinance or Senate files. This will help you make a decision for a zoning request. You will have ample time for this since it takes 3 to 4 weeks from the zoning commission decision to being on the supervisor's docket. Keith, I'm sure that you do not intentionally embarrass or put your peers or colleagues on the spot. However, if that isn't your intention, it is beneath the dignity of your office of Buchanan County Supervisor. I will state again, you cannot pick and choose zoning ordinance to fit what is wanted. It is an overall assessment of the application. You stated at a previous supervisor meeting that your goal was personal property rights. As supervisor, you swore an oath to uphold Buchanan County. If you want to make changes to the zoning ordinance, you need to follow proper procedure to do that and not through your role as Buchanan County Supervisor.
Thank you.
Next.
Thank you, Brandon. I want, just a few points. I know that last week there was a question on the times of the board meetings for the BOS. Out of the 99 counties in the state of Iowa, only 7 have PM times. 2 of those start at 6 o'clock. The other PM times are 1:15 to 4:30 and 5 o'clock. So 92% of the board of supervisors meetings are in the morning during the week. Okay. Also, and I think the big reason for that is more cost effective. You don't have to bring people back at night, pay them overtime, and you've got all the access to whatever information you need. Just another thing as far as budget, you know, our 25-26 certified budget has been passed, okay, and that is $48,154,226. As we're talking about money with the ongoing litigation, that type of thing, let's break that down
into days, how much it costs per day. So if you take the 48 million, divide it by 365 days, that's $131,929 a day it costs the county to run. Let's take this a step further, because the general fund is probably what's going to finance the lawyers, the costs, and that type of thing. And the general fund, the revenue comes from our property taxes. And that basically, whether you own property or whether you rent, that affects about 100% of the population. So the general fund, the budget for next year is $11,117,472. If we divide that by 365, that's $30,458 a day that comes from the general fund. That's our tax dollars. And what is the fee for our lawyer? We mentioned the fee. Do we have any idea what the lawyer fee is going to be for the ongoing litigation?
Sean, wasn't the hourly rate $310 was the
$310.
hourly rate?
It was broke down between, partner counsel, associate counsel, and then paralegal time. So they each have an hourly rate, right?
And it was previously talked about, you guys are the stewards of our money. We expect you to be good stewards of our money. And I hope we can somehow resolve some of this stuff so it quit cost the county some things that don't need to be. You know, our tax dollars are important, and we don't have to raise our taxes because of some things that don't need to be happening.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah.
Nick,
Independent. Everyone is really hung up on the fact that when I suggested the meeting time be changed or at least just discussed, it was more or less not that I am trying to come in here and change things. I just think as citizens who do speak, for some reason, a lot of like things that are said by our elected officials are pointed only towards like Independence, but Independence isn't the actual only county within Buchanan County. So it's kind of weird that we're like riling up only Independence residents. But anyways, my thing is, per chapter 21, it's actually said reasonably convenient. And if I need to, I can read the definition of reasonably convenient again. Reasonably convenient is actually, I think, what everyone is trying to make for themselves, not for the community as a whole. And I'm unsure why it's always, oh, we only have to have in nighttime meetings, because reasonably convenient doesn't have to be nighttime. I mean, we can do things other times during the day. There are plenty of other times. I also noticed that quite a few people that come here are appointed by the Board of Supervisors on like their own like council boards, which is kind of strange. But also, this question is publicly for John. It would be awesome if you could just address me instead of backhandedly online. So yeah, I'm saying it to you so you can like tell me face to face why you can't even acknowledge that the citizens would like the time of day to express why they could be more involved. Because my grandpa's retired, and even 9 o'clock on Monday is hard for him because like my grandma needs full-time care. To get a care person out there at 9 o'clock, for him to be here at 9 o'clock would be pushing it if we had, even if we had outside help coming in to do this. And he's, you know, an old man, retired, has all the time in the world. So I just more or less like, again, I'm not trying to like necessarily like force anyone's hand or anything else like that. I'm just kind of bringing awareness. And I just think it's funny that everyone is so hung up on like, it has to be at nighttime. That's all.
we appreciate your comments, and this is why we have a public comment time, is for you to share those comments. And we're not gonna make a decision right now about it. We have discussed it in the past, and primarily our discussion, we came to agreement that 9 o'clock in the morning is a really fair, workable time, especially for our county employees that we call upon to appear at these meetings, so we don't have to pay overtime. They're on their clock and work. And if we had it in the evenings, it would be substantial additional cost to us because of overtime. We don't want to have that.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying in the evenings, but I do want to say, thank you for giving me that thoughtful, genuine, kind response, other than the way that you were responding to me on Facebook.
Okay,
Thank
you. Next. Anybody in the back row that I can't see?
Brad Lichty, 801 Pine Drive, Independence. Keith, from the outside looking in, it appears to me that you think way more of yourself than you do of the taxpayers that elected you. Unless you are factually aware of money laundering or embezzlement, or aware of some kind of conspiracy going on in our county government, you are requiring us as citizens to spend excessive attorney fees that obviously are unplanned. Apparently, you have a lack of training to be a team player. You have demonstrated that you don't know how a real team works. Because of your actions, you are causing a lack of efficiency and forcing unnecessary expenditures because of your personal vendettas. The Doge you mentioned earlier this year has arrived now, not 18 months from now, as you suggested earlier this year. The Buchanan County Department of Government Efficiency is us. We, the taxpayers, have the burden to cut out unnecessary spending. As one of those taxpayers, I am asking you, Keith, to attend one or more training sessions to become a better team player. We have elected both supervisors, one on your left and one on your right of you, and they both have been active in continued training. If you refuse to seek coaching on how to work for the county and then apply those techniques to your participation, I will be asking for your resignation and to leave your seat to someone who desires to work for us, not against us. The other action that I would like to see is for you to immediately stop your potential litigation towards the county. If this litigation that you have started continues, and in the end, the county is found free of any wrongdoings, then, Mr. Chairman, it would be my recommendation that Mr. Whelan be responsible for reimbursing the county in its entirety all costs encumbered on this matter. Keith, in 2 weeks from today, I will be asking for your resignation if you refuse training and refuse to stop your charges towards our county. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
You're welcome. Hope you can work on it.
Anyone else? Pam,
I've got
You
a
got- you
question.
need to introduce yourself.
I'm Kevin Kurtz,
Stand.
213 12th Avenue Northeast in Independence. I would like to ask Mr. Wheeland, if you have attended all these classes that you say you have, why is it when you look at the bulletin board behind you, why is it I see several certificates behind Dawn, I see several behind John? Why isn't there any for you?
I mentioned that I only attended one class.
Yeah, and you can't even stay for the entire conference. The taxpayers pay for you to go to these conferences.
What did I miss?
It was ISAC.
Can you describe that better, or?
The legislative reception that was held. These are 3 and 4 day conferences.
Yeah, that's not the one I attended in its entirety, but I did attend part of
It was a
That's
1
correct.
day event. I don't know of ISAC ever holding a 1 day event.
That legislative session that you're referring to.
That was
a couple hours.
after the meetings of the day. But you you haven't even completed the training to be a certified supervisor.
Is that a
Why is
requirement?
that? Why is that?
Is that a requirement?
Well, it would maybe help you be a better supervisor.
I agree.
Then why haven't you done it?
There's some good classes in there.
Why haven't you done it? Are you so busy that you can't do it?
I don't know if you're aware that all these classes haven't come up for the certification in the last 6 months.
There was earlier in, what was it, February?
There's one session that I omitted or I didn't attend. And instead we talked about.
Well, then you should rearrange your schedule. You have all the time to post crap on Facebook that are nothing but lies and
In that case, if you don't mind,
insinuations.
you want me to respond? I'm sorry.
Why have you not made the time?
So for that one in particular, I attended instead the Buchanan County Substance Abuse Coalition where we discussed the kratom epidemic that started up.
Which is a moot point because the state hasn't decided what their stance on it is yet.
That's true. And in that case, we get to decide at that point whether or not we want to do something about it.
You can't do it until the state decides.
I think you may be mistaken there.
I think you may be mistaken as well.
Thank you for your input.
I really hope you take the opportunity to get some education. Like Gary said, being a supervisor isn't sitting up there and looking down on all of us peons. This is ridiculous. Make the time.
I'm not really a tall guy, but I understand.
I know that. Like, I really care.
Next. There's no more public comment. I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks everyone for your comments.